Okay, guys, so today I don't know if I'm just gonna make this more Valentine related or just start a new kind of series. So as you guys know, I used to do Busted Out, and not that that's what I named it, right? The series. So every Wednesday I would have something where I would use something super old and a lot of times not available anymore. Basically things from my stash. And people really enjoy that, and I kind of do that. I haven't made a busted out video per se in a while, but like for the swaps, I'm always using stuff from my stash, and just have fun with it. And hopefully you guys are catching on that or noticing that. I know a lot of people are asking, "Where's busted out?" They would like to see that again, or Freeform Friday, which again, I'm just kind of creating things and doing things anyway. So the other thing is too, it takes up part of the title, and people probably don't understand like what it is. Like, what is this? But I think I am going to start a new series, and I was thinking about it last night. I got a late start this morning. I woke up and I started doing emails and other things, and it's like 7:30, and I was just realizing when I started this video, I'm like, oh, I haven't said what the title is, but I think I'm already getting tongue-tied. So anyway, I think I'm going to call this new series Start From Stash. Kind of sounds like made from scratch. Start from stash, I don't know, but basically from your stash, right? Your craft stash. So having said that, if I have anything that I can link in the description box, those would be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. And the item I'm going to show you guys how to make, I had an idea, I just haven't written it down because you know how that's what I do. And so we'll talk through the numbers together, and I think people do appreciate that also, because then they can create their own thing. So what I'm going to do is some kind of like little open, like a book or folio or pocket, I don't know how you want to call it, to hold some tea and some Ghirardelli. Unfortunately, right now I don't have Valentine's Ghirardelli, even though they are out, but I have so much candy from Christmas. I was like, I cannot fathom right now buying more candy, or chocolates or anything like that. So I am going to use the Ghirardelli squares, the gingerbread cookie flavor, just for sizing. And then, generally tea, a lot of times they come in not very specific, but like standard sizes, right? I mean, these are 3 different companies, and I mean, it's the same thing. But you might need to make your pockets a little bit bigger, it just depends. And I wasn't even going to make it Valentine's Eve, but I figured, well, Valentine's is the next thing coming up, so might as well use Valentine paper. So I just went into my paper stash. I have it, any new paper I bought last year, I was putting in a big tub that's actually here in the craft room with me, and I'm thinking about doing that in a different way, because I have old papers that I never touched that are taking up precious real estate in front of me. I can see them right now. So I think I need to remove those and put in the newer papers. But either way, because I don't store paper in the garage, just because I feel like, it's damp and those kind of things, like, who knows? I don't know. I never keep my paper outside. I always keep it in the house. Anything paper related. I don't mind keeping other supplies out there, but that's about it. Anyway, so I just grabbed this paper, and I mean, this can be done with anything. So we're going to plan something. I did grab another paper pad that was there. Textured cardstock. I'm not sure why I should put it over here with my staple papers, because this is just paper that, we can use as if we need different colors or things. And then I grabbed some stickers, same stickers I used the other day when I was making my my Happy Valentine swap and things like that. So we'll just get started. So what we're going to need to know is a few things, measurements of these guys. And I'm just going to cut this open. Oh my gosh. They're so good, you guys. I'm sad to see the gingerbread ones go, but I bought like 6 packs, so I guess I have plenty of them. So let's just keep in mind a couple things. Oh, this one's a little bit smashed, or something. Anyway, if you're looking at, plastic, like the packaging end to end, this is about 2 3/4 inches. Of course, that can have some give because we can squish a little bit, by almost 2. So 2 by 2 3/4. I need to write this down. I guess I'm gonna... Let me grab something over. Take advantage while the kids are home when I would normally be making videos. I'm just with them, hanging out and stuff. To clean out my craft room, you guys, it needs to be more functional. I know everything is. It's just like, oh, I gotta move this to move that to get into that, and it's getting old now. Okay, so the chocolate, let's just say, is 2 by 2 3/4. Is that what I had said? And then, and then a tea packet is like 3 inches by 2 5/8. Well, I guess I can do 2 5/8 by 3. I do like to know how tall. I don't know. How do you guys write your numbers? I just write them down. I'm sure there's a way. It's usually like length and height or whatever. I don't know. Okay. So we do want to know that though, because this is the width. So that's what is mostly important for the most part. And this guy, yeah, the width. Okay. So just giving myself an idea there. And then I want to use a 12 by 12 piece of paper. So if our paper is 12 inches wide, now I'm moving on. I'm not designing the pockets yet, but 12 inches. I'm not trying to add anything to it. What I was thinking is if we fold it over, and I'm not kidding, guys, last night before I went to sleep, I'm just like thinking this over in my head. And I'm like, okay, maybe I do want like a 1/2 inch spine, even though I really just wanted to fold it, but then it's going to look bulky. Like if you just fold it and add things like this, it's going to like look like it's exploding anyway. So if we right in the middle give ourselves a 1/2 inch spine, this is maybe 1/8 of an inch thick. It's not a 1/4 inch, but we can give ourselves a little bit of room for that too. So if we remove 1/2 inch, that means we still have 11.5 inches left that we can play with. And I was hoping these things were like about 2 inches or smaller, so you know, they're a little wider than I thought. So let's think 2 3/4. So chocolate. The T can be pretty flat. 2 5/8. So if we have 11.5 inches, let me do some math without sitting and talking right through it, because honestly, I may just give myself some room on the outside and leave the middle scored. I'll be right back. Change of plans. For the chocolate, I'm going to do 2 inches wide. Oh, so it'll go in like this. And leave the 2 3/4 for the height. That makes more sense. And then the T will be 2 5/8. So if we have 11.5 inches to play with, let's say 10 inches, and each section has 2.5. Okay, obviously we need more for some of them. So that took away 10 inches. That leaves us 1.5 inches. So let's give ourselves 1/4 inch more in each one. So let's say I scored here at 2 3/4. We do have this gusset here, and of course if we fold it over, or the spine, we might need to give ourselves a little more room here too, okay? So let's just say 2 3/4. I'll give you the actual numbers in a minute. Right now I'm just trying to... Okay, what did I say? So 2.5 is 10 times 4, right? Because we have 4 panels. Well, I'm going to make 4 panels. I don't know if I made that clear. So it's kind of like a gatefold, but it folds inside. So 2.5 would take away 10, so we'd have 1.5 left. And then I give myself 1/4 in each section again. 2 3/4, 2 3/4. That took away another inch. That leaves 1/2 inch. Oh my gosh, you guys. So 1/4 inch here and 1/4 inch here. And when they meet up together, it'll leave it fills in this 1/2 inch space. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's draw this out. I'm gonna draw this out nice and neat with the actual numbers that we would need. So like the first, you know, if it's 12 inches, of course, the first score lines are going to be at 2 3/4. Oopsie. The next one will be 1/4 inch in, so that'd be 3 inches, right? And the next one is 2 3/4 inches away from there, so 5 3/4. I'm just going to come up with these numbers for you guys. And then there'll be a 1/2 inch here, which is all crooked, obviously. Making that one a little funny there. 1/2 inch from there would be 6 1/4. Okay, so I'm just going to do my numbers, and I'll come back and just tell you what the numbers are. Okay. So for the actual folio, or whatever you want to call it there, this is what we're going to have. 12 inches wide, and we're going to score at 2 3/4, 3, 5 3/4, 6 1/4, 9 9 1/4. And that leaves a piece over here that's 2 3/4. If you add that back, that's 12 inches. All right, guys. Sounds good. Hopefully this works for us. Now, as far as the pockets, for this guy, I'm going to give a little bit of a gusset pocket, kind of like I did with the cocoa packet. So, you know, how much do we want to cover this up? So again, if we're putting them in this way, it's like 2 3/4. Maybe we want to cover up to like 1 3/4 inches of it, right? That would be like covering up about this much. Yeah, 1 3/4 tall, if that's what I actually am looking for. Oh, sorry, that's where the glue is. That's why it's not writing very nice. Okay, by, what am I writing? By, roughly we said 2 inches wide. 2 inches wide. Let's do 2 1/4 inches wide. 2 to give us ourselves a little bit of room, okay? But we need to add gussets. And on this one, I don't think I'm gonna do 1/2 inch because I usually do a 1/2 inch in, 1/2 inch back out, and then 1/2 inch to glue it down. I think a 1/4 inch is gonna be plenty. So, in the tall, we just need a glue tab. So 1 3/4, and I like the 1/2 inch glue tabs even on something small like this. So it needs to be 2 1/4 inches tall by the width, 2 1/4. And I'm gonna do 1/4 inch in, 1/4 inch out, and then a 1/2 inch glue tab. So that's obviously 1 inch on both sides. So 4 1/4 inches wide. And that's for, I wanna do 2 pockets up and down, right, on each panel. So you're gonna have 4 packs of tea or 4 Ghirardellis. If you want to put shortbread, you're gonna have to do some other numbers because those are thicker, but you know, it might still work for you. So this is for the chalk pockets. Chalk pockets times 4. So we need 4 of those. But we'll make a folio part first, and then we'll go to this. And then again, our tees here were 3 by 2 5/8. So the 2 5/8 side, I'm going to see that one. We only have 2 3/4 inch pockets. We're gonna have to basically put them right there. So 2 3/4. Let's see what that looks like. We have 2 5/8. You know, it's kind of more like 2 1/2, but it is really 2 5/8. 2 3/4 is kind of big, but that's the next biggest size that we can kind of make sense of. So if we want it to 2 3/4 inches wide, I'm not trying to confuse anybody. And then how tall do we want the pocket to be? 3 inches. If we cover up 2 inches of it, maybe 2 inches tall. And the other one's 1 3/4 inches tall. That should work. Okay. Let me rewrite this. So let's say 2 inches tall by 2 3/4 inches wide. So again, for the height of the paper, we need a 1/2 inch glue tab. So 2 1/2 inches by 2 3/4 inches wide, and then 1/2 inch glue tabs just because I like that. That adds 1 inch, 1/2 on 1/2, right? So 1 inch, so 3 3/4 inches wide on that one. Okay, this is for the T. Okay, so again, that's gonna be, oh, actually, hold on. Oh, yeah. Okay, 3 3/4. Yeah, we're gonna be right on there. Okay. Let me pick out a piece of paper so we can start the folio part, and then we'll make our pockets. This is last year's paper pack from Michaels, and it is so cute. I picked up 2. I forgot that it had acetate in there, which would be really fun, but some of the other ones aren't my favorite. It's just that I really like the acetate that's in here. There's another one over here that has little hearts. How cute is that, right? You can make your pockets with that. That'd be lovely. But we're going to keep it pretty basic today. So this is this. And you know what? It's funny. I didn't talk about how tall we're going to make our folio, right? Because I was waiting to hear about the numbers here. So if these pockets are going to be 2 1/4 inches tall, plus the item itself is, let's say, 2 3/4 inches tall, and this one's 3 inches tall. So that's at least 6 inches, right? 2 T's. We'll base it off of the T because the T's taller. So 6 inches, and that's if you're putting them right on top of each other, right? And which we don't want. So 6 inches. Let's give ourselves another inch. Let's see. You know, down at the bottom, and then a space up at the top. Let's give ourselves 1/2 inch here, 1/2 and 1/2. So an extra 1 1/2 inches, 7 1/2 inches tall. Ah, this pencil is really not great. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this 7 1/2 inches tall, and I'll be right back. 7 1/2 inches tall, and I'm gonna turn my paper over only because I like scoring on the back side if I'm gonna fold something. Like, I like to make my score line and then fold towards the score line, so that's just me. So I'm gonna turn it over, but it doesn't really matter. And it's, well, pay attention if your paper has a direction, but even at that, it doesn't matter because this is very symmetrical, right? What it's doing on one side, it's doing on the other. So 2 3/4 inches, 2 3/4, then 3 inches. Okay, so 2 3/4, then at 3. Oh, you know what? This is single-sided paper. Ew. I did want double-sided because it looks prettier, but that's okay. 5 3/4. So 2 3/4, 3, 5 3/4, 6 1/4, and unfortunately 9, but I can't get 9 on here. Sorry, 9.
Yeah, the 9-inch mark. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and score this in right now. Oh, nope, I want it straight. So like I said, just keep going. The next one would be 9 and then 9 1/4. But since I don't have that, I'm going to go 2 3/4 from here. And then 3. As much as I can. Okay. So we don't really have to fold this right now, but I guess we could. So I'm going to go ahead and score it. Try to keep it nice and straight on my score lines. And the 1/4 inch one's going to be a little tricky because it's right next to the other one. Don't want to. It's kind of a bummer that it's white on this backside, but oh well, what are you going to do? Okay, we have both of those score lines. So I'm just going to go ahead and score everything in, okay? So I'll be right back. Again, the paper is 12 inches wide, 7.5 inches tall, and I'm so sorry that it's such a blue tone. I don't know, the lighting is just what it is, guys. I look at how much more blue that is. It looks gross. It's just, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, I'll try to fix the next thing here. I just took a moment to check the lighting. Okay, so it is 12 inches wide, 7.5 inches tall, and again, this is specifically for the things I measured, so yours might be different. Score at 2 3/4, 3, 5 3/4, 6 1/4, 9 and 9 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish just scoring all those lines, and I'll be right back. So there is that, and this paper, I don't think it has the direction. It's kind of weird though. Anyway, so we have that. We're going to put that to the side. Now we're going to cut 4 pockets of each of the sizes that we measured out. So for each chocolate, again, maybe you can put money in them. It doesn't matter. It can be whatever you want to pop in there. Gift cards. So I need 4 pockets that are 2 1/4 by 4 1/4, and 4 pockets that are 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. And so I'll just cut that from some coordinating papers, and I'll be right back. So I have 4 of each pocket here. Now the T pockets, remember, they're going to be right on 2 3/4. So when I score these, I'm going to score them a little bit shy of the number I would like. So these are the T pockets. And where did I put my scoring tool? There it is. T pockets are 2 1/2 by 3 3/4 inches wide, 2 1/2, 3 3/4 inches, and I'm just going to turn that over for a moment. And basically half inch along one of the long sides, and half inch on the other side too. And we're going to do these all the same way for the T pockets, and similar for the other ones. So I always notch away a little bit right to that score line, just to take away this little bit here, right? So just kind of angle it in. And what I'm saying is when I score this, I'm going to score this up. That's fine. These guys, when I score them, I'm going to bring them in a little more than I would want. Like, bring it in so it's a little bit tighter than the 2 3/4, hopefully, right? Just the littlest bit. Because we don't want it interfering too much with our panels, and that's going to be a pocket that holds T. So I'll do those the same. With the chocolate, it's a little different. So we have these guys that are, where did I write it? 2 1/4 inches tall by 4 1/4 inches wide. And on that long side, we are going to score them at 1/2 inch, because that's the glue tab, and then 1/4 inch and 1/4 inch. So 1/2 inch, 3/4, 1 inch. 1/2 inch on one of the long sides. And again over here, 1/2 inch, our glue tab first, 1/4 inch, and another 1/4 inch. So 1/2 inch, 3/4, and 1. Okay. And we are going to remove this bottom piece right here. So just like before, I'm on the inside of all these little score lines, I'm going to take that away. And these guys can kind of be there if you want. This is the glue tab, and that's, you know, so I'm going to score down just like this to make it look a little neater. But I'm going to go straight across on this part. And I don't even know if I have to, but that's what I'm doing, okay? So I'm going to go straight across on those. So again, notch away at an angle. an angle at this very one, and then straight across the 1/4 inch pieces. I probably can just leave that. But if you want to notch from here, it might be visible on the edge, so I just want to leave that whole thing. You can also notch away on the tops too if you guys want, like right here on all these, but there's that. And this one I'm just going to score it. I'm not really paying attention to how tight it is because this one is smaller than the other thing. So with these pockets, the reason we have that many is because we're going to score it in and then back out on the 1/4 inch, the next one that we made, and then back in on that next 1/4 inch, and then we have a 1/2 inch glue tab in the back. So I'm going to do these all the same way. So in, out, in, and that's our little pocket. I usually glue them like this so that it keeps it tight at the bottom. That part's in like that. Yeah, so I'll do the other 3 on the tea pockets and on the chocolate pockets, and I'll be right back. So I have all my pockets, tea pockets over here. Oh, that's so funny. I was like, oh, did I fold the other one? Because I wanted them to pretty much continue going, but you see how this one's pink on top, this one has the white strip. Oh well, we'll just not pay attention to that. But for these guys, I kept them going just so it would look more, what's the word now? Congruent, I don't know. Okay, so tea pockets and chocolate pockets. And I did 2 of each of the 2 papers that I used. I guess I can get rid of this because I don't need this right now. And let's bring this back over. And this is just our folio, so just make sure you have your paper facing the way you would want it to. Again, we could have folded it later. I was just kind of going ahead and folding it now. So tea pockets are going to go in here. Again, they're right on that 2 3/4, so that's why I try to fold them the way I did, so that they'd be a little less generous on the 2 3/4. And maybe when I glue them down, I'll glue them a little bit like this, so it's popped up a little bit. I don't know if you can see there's like a little bit of a pop there. And let's put that guy there and this guy here. Looking good. And I said we are going to give ourselves about 1/2 inch at the bottom. So as far as the top, I'm not concerned. What I'm going to do is start with this. I'll put some glue. And I usually like to glue the flap behind these 2 pieces, because that way when you tuck your tea in, it's not getting caught. Like this area will make it smoother, right? So like I said, I'll bring it here, and I'm just going to eyeball the 1/2 inch from the bottom. And I'm going to kind of glue it in so that it's making a little bit of a curve. I mean, it's the smallest amount of curve there, but something, right? So I'm going to glue that down. And just wait a little bit, because again, it's right on that score line. Oh, that helps. Okay, cool. So again, just give it like a little bit squished in. And this guy too, we'll go in here. Again, right down to that bottom there. Glue this guy down, making sure there's plenty of glue on that very top edge. So again, just makes it less probable that your tea's gonna catch there. And then just glue that down. And I am eyeballing again. Again, giving it a little bit of a squish towards the inside to make that pop a little bit. And what you just saw me do right now, I'm going to glue these guys in about there and there. You can also kind of take a look and see what that might look like. You know, making sure that you're going to have room so it's not sticking out the top. So let's say if that's there and this is in here, about there is good. And again, it's not going to be 1/2 inch from the top at this point. It's more like, I don't know, 1 inch from the top, right? I'm going to glue it like about here. Okay, and same thing for this one. I'll bear back. As I'm sticking this down, you can definitely put the chocolate in here and put your tea on the outside, whatever it is you want. That might make more sense for some people, like to have the denser thing down here. This is all going to fold like this. So it really doesn't matter what you put where, and it's probably still going to be open a little bit because obviously we're putting things in there bulky, but how cute is that? You know, I should have done this to begin with to show you how awesome that looks. Excuse me. So, I mean, it can be all tea, so when you open it up, you have 8 teas. I mean, it's whatever you like. I am putting the chocolate on the heavier on the outside. Maybe I should have put them in here. Whatever it is that you like for your plan for yours. So, these guys... I'm going to switch up the pattern, so like this pink one's going to go down here, and then the one with the hearts is going to go up there. So again, I like to glue them down like this with a little tab behind the side tabs. And something like this. Now this one, again, these are smaller. It's not really gonna matter, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. So if this is tucked in here, you know, the next one can be like pretty much the same as the T's, I guess, really, right? I don't have another one in my hand, but let's say we had this here. The next one's gonna be like right there. Yeah, you can pretty much line them up the same. So that actually looks better design-wise, but whatever works for you and whatever product you have that you're doing this with. Okay, and again, it's kind of tucked in like this, and apparently I'm lining it up with the other pocket, so just about here. And I'm gonna hold that down, and then again, glue, and hold it down here, and then 2 more out on these sides, okay? I'll be right back. You guys, this is looking really cute. I literally just stuck this one down. I'm not sure why I'm checking in yet, but I am in love with this. How easy. I mean, obviously we had to do some math to come up with our pockets and things, but it's not the hardest. I am super impressed how this fit right into those 2 3/4 areas, even though I knew it was gonna be tight. Look at our little pockets. And again, the reason we're doing gussets is because obviously the chocolate is thick where tea isn't as thick. So with the thickness of the tea, what we're doing is we're getting rid of it and making a little, like a bigger pocket than what we need, right? And that helps you slide things in and out when it's a little bit thicker than you think. But when you have thickness, you probably want to add a little gusseting like I did here. So let's check this out. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is the cutest. It even looks like a chocolate bar. Ooh, what if you put a pocket and put a chocolate bar in it, right? Just to put chocolate at the bottom, like put a Hershey bar in there instead of doing like how many. I mean, you can mix and match pockets till your heart is content, whatever you want. This is 7.5 inches tall by 1/2 inch wide. I was thinking about adding a ribbon to close this. Now, this is kind of a trinket. I wouldn't say like, let's go wild and dress this thing up. I mean, honestly, and especially if you're making a ton of them, I wouldn't even add this, to be honest. You can just leave it, but I'm gonna do this, and I'm going to add some beads on the end, which dresses it up a little bit more, I think. So let's just give that a cut. I'm gonna singe these, and the way I'm gonna hold it on is you can just put it on there. To be honest, you can glue it down or stick it down probably with a sticker, you know, if you had like a really nice size sticker or something, or like brought out these felt pieces that I cut for a diamond press video that I still have, so I was gonna use them. But if you want to leave that on there, it'll hold it for you, right? If you glue this whole thing down, and you have this. But for now, what I'm going to do is cut a strip of paper that I'm going to use to glue this down on this back side. So it's going to be a pretty thin piece of paper. I am going to matte layer. So 7.5 by 1/2 inch. I'm going to do 7 3/8 by 3/8 of an inch. Okay, so it's a skinny strip of paper, and maybe glitter paper since there's some in that pack, and I'll be right back. So we already have that cut, and I'm going to put that right down the middle, I suppose. Let's see. This could be anything. If you have like little latch dies, that'd be really fun. I'm just trying to put some glue down to see where I might put this. That's not quite going to hold it anyway, but that's okay. Okay. And I get this strip of paper. And I suppose I could have laid the whole thing flat before I started doing this, but you know, I like to do things the hard way. Okay, there we go. Actually, I don't like doing things the hard way, and that's the whole point of this channel. Let's not fuss too much. Let's get that on there. Oh my gosh, so cute. Okay, I'm just gonna hold that down, clean up my glue, and I'll be right back. So, funny enough, I was like, I want to put gumball beads on the end, but I still have these sitting out. How cute would that be to put little red bells on there? So, I'm putting red bells. So, let's see here. Gumball beads would be really cute, those big, beautiful beads. So this guy, now, he has a little loop. So all I'm going to do, since I burned that, it should be relatively easy to get that through there, and just tie it on. Now it is, you know, a tight fit. Obviously it's a big organza ribbon into this little bell, but I think that looks really cute. So I'll do the same thing on both sides, just give it a knot if I can, or a tie. It's really not going to go anywhere, to be honest. If we just did a tie, it'll be fine. Aww. Okay, I'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay, not quite done decorating the outside yet. I think what I'll do is add some of these guys. I was going to fire up my hot glue gun, but I didn't, so I don't know. Just something else to add. Cute. We'll see. Okay, so let's open this up. Again, we can do some little decorating in here. I don't know where my other... I had a whole sticker pack. Remember, I used it in the swap, and I probably put them with swap things, but I already finished my swap, so I generally put things back when I'm done with swaps, you know, so I don't, you know, clean up a little bit. That sticker pack is probably a better thing to use. Oh, that's cute. Okay, let's put that guy on there. Because it has a ton of stickers. Obviously, it has cute words and all that kind of stuff. So I might take a moment to find it. But either way, I'm just showing you. You can just dress it up a little bit. Or a lot. Again, these are really chipboard type stickers. A little something there. Put that up. And let me go grab one more tea, I guess, but you know, these are just examples. I wasn't looking at color coordination or anything like that, so let's put those there. Maybe I have another red one I can pop down at the bottom. And then I'm going to take out more Ghirardelli squares. And just pump them in. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine having different flavors? You know how they sell those packs with the different flavors in there? That'd be really fun. Okay. I'll be right back. It's gotten all cuter and cuter. And you know what? Having the white paper inside isn't the end of the world. It actually looks really nice. Nice and clean, right? So instead of having like super busy pockets, I think if I had pattern paper on the inside, I probably would use like a plain paper pocket. And again, I'm not going to use these. These guys are really big. But if I found my little pack of stickers, I would add some more little stickers here and there, you know, something flat, right? Yeah, so there's that. And they just fit in there. How adorable. Oh my gosh. And then you can just close it up. And again, it's going to get bulkier, but that's why we have that gusset there, which helped us out some, right? But look at that. Oh my gosh. Now, we could definitely use two pieces of paper and not tie them together, glue them together, right, to continue if you want something that's a little more hefty. Like, let's say you do an inch gusset so that you don't have a little bit of that bulging, but that, you know, it's full. What are you going to do? So fun. Hopefully that showed you guys how to kind of come up with your own numbers. You know, work it out. It's pretty easy. Again, all teas, chocolates in here, tea out here, whatever it is, however it is you want to work that. I think it's going to be really fun. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Thank you for starting from stash, if you will. We'll see. Hopefully that sticks. If not, you know, we'll change it up. But start from stash, I think, is fun because I will use things that I've picked up here and there, maybe more recently, you know. So we're starting with our stash, but you might incorporate some new things and stuff like that. So it's always fun to do too. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.